Hello, welcome back. And I think my lab is good to go. I have a lab now, and I'm kind of proud of it. Let me tell you a little bit about what exactly it is. So obviously, I have the ComServe here, the ComCell console, and my browser. Right, that's my ComServe. My client groups, my clients, and all that. My security, my storage resources, so my libraries, my storage pools, and my storage policies. And let's see, yeah, the storage policies, I named them the media agents. I got two media agents. I got two 14-day storage policies and all that stuff. If we zoom in a little bit and let's take a look and see on the index server. So here's an interesting thing about Commvault I didn't know actually. If you right click and you can create new folder. So you can actually create a folder called whatever. So we can create a folder and put the clients in the folder and all that stuff, which is nice, very nice. So imagine you have hundreds and hundreds, thousands, right, of clients here. You can easily just create a folder and put those clients in the folder. It becomes beneficial when you have a different companies. Let's see, create folder. Let's call it DXB, DXB, DXB. So this is Happy Dubai, and we're going to put in our media agents. Let's say we'll put media agents MA, right? If you have hundreds and hundreds of media agents, or hundreds and hundreds of clients, whatnot, thousands, things like that, you can easily just create it and put it in there, double click on it, and you have all of your media agents in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of nice little deal actually going on there. What did I want to show you? Oh, I want to show you my actual lab, how it's set up and all that stuff. So I have two servers. I'm running Hyper-V on both of them. And let's start with one. Let's start with this one. CRM, so that's turnkey CRM. I got that and I'm using it. This is what it looks like actually, a little bit here. So home suite. You have your sales department, marketing, your support, your home, collaboration. Really, it's really nice, right? Your leads, your contacts, all that stuff. It's very similar to Monday.com. The next one we have is our TrueNAS server, and that's my essentially what I'm using that for is for a iSCSI drive for my cluster, my Windows cluster. So we can see here we have our TrueNAS. We have our cluster here. It's a small one, like 50 gig or whatever I put on there, and that's for my Windows cluster for my two Windows cluster, or my one Windows cluster. And I'll eventually put a Linux cluster out there, so it'll be on there. Then on to my next favorite one, which is the help desk. It's like Favio help desk is what it is. Again, these are all turnkey Linux, very nice. And here's what it looks like. The very nice thing about this is you can create tickets. You can create basically simulation of a environment, real environment. It's really nice actually. So I created a couple tickets, right, and test tickets basically, just to see how it works and play around. So the inbox, and they have these two tickets to play around with. The next one is my polling. So this is called Observium basically, and again it's a turnkey Linux. The good thing about this is it'll tell me how many devices I have on the network basically, and what devices are online, which ones are working. So you can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Windows machines. So they're three virtual, 2 physical, and then I have a router, a 1841 router, and then I have 2 Debian Linux virtual machines that are set up. And it's pretty nice because this is again same environment, like a working environment. You can take a look at memory storage status. Let's click on storage, so you can see all of the data from all of the storage environment. Here's my clusters actually. I have the G drive, X, and the Y. That's my job results folder for the Y there. I have the next one down is a Debian, so that's a Linux distro. That's Debian, and 16 and 22 are both Debian Linux. And I had to install SNMP obviously to get it to work, to be able to talk to the polling. Yeah, so this is Debian basically. And so you have both Debian servers. Then you have our mail server. So I have a mail server. It's like I just created a dedicated server, Windows server, just for my mail server. There's a program called it's on one of my other videos. I talk about email, right? Creating it, how to set it up, and all that stuff. And then lastly are my two Windows servers. These are my clusters. We pop over to our CommServe here. Yeah, these two I was talking about, these two servers right here make up the cluster right here. So the interesting thing about the cluster, if you didn't know this already, in Commvault, and it's this. When I click on Advanced, and then Job Results. So this here, this folder right here, the Job Results folder, basically. Yeah, the Job Results folder. That one, if that's ever full, you're going to get an error. Your cluster won't back up. Your nodes will back up. Your just cluster won't. And here's your two clusters right here, where I was talking about here. I installed, I put MySQL, I put SQL Server and Oracle on there, for the future that I'm going to create a database, a cluster database, right, whatever. And yeah, so that's pretty nice. Yeah, these are really, that's my lab basically. That's kind of my lab setup. Yeah, and again, Hyper-V, because I couldn't get VMware to work properly, and Proxmox I couldn't see a need for have Proxmox, because it's probably a good program, right? But in a commercial environment, nobody's really using Proxmox. They're either using VMware or VMware. Usually they're not using Hyper-V for production. Nobody really uses Hyper-V in a production environment. And having said that, so the VMware, some of the older hardware doesn't work with the version 7, ESXi version 7, and so that's the issue. So I think you're going to see a lot of servers on the market out there going for relatively a low cost. All in all, it took me probably maybe a month, I'd say. Maybe 2 hours a day for a month, getting this lab set up and getting it ready, basically. So that's what is it? 30 days. Let's say 30 times 2 weeks. That's Saturday and Sunday. We're talking maybe 100 hours, I think, putting into this, getting this set up, just the lab. And the next time I do it, of course, it'll be quicker because I got lessons learned, basically. Lessons learned like when I create an image, basically, here's what I do from now on. I create a Windows Server 19, and then I sysprep the server with the patches and all that stuff, and then I use it as my template. And that's why these two are there, and this one, it's just a template, basically. And these are physical boxes, of course, and then there's a cluster. And I'm going to set up or add the Debian servers as well. Why is this offline? Oh, I know why, because I didn't turn it on. Yeah, my media agent's offline. That's why. Or the services are offline. The server's not, but the services are offline. Yeah, so thanks a lot. And more to come. I have a lab, and start putting videos out like once a week, to play around and show a couple things. So thanks a lot.